Hello snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we'll be reviewing the Salomon Alibi binding. I rode these bindings on my Endeavor Archetype with my K2 Thraxis boots at Arapahoe Basin in a spring day where there was like 3 to 6 inches of powder depending where you went, and the day started out a little bit cooler with some mild winds, and then it got a little bit warmer, so that pow that was out there went from blower pow to hot pow relatively fast. So you have your standard adjustability on this binding. You got flip cams on the strap so you can lengthen or shorten them. You got the push down pins on the toe so you can put the placement of the toe strap. You got adjustable toe ramp, and you got the high back forward lean adjustment as well. So let's talk about the straps on this binding. You got an old school style strap with a lot of fabric in there that'll break in over time and kind of stretch a little bit, but with the toe strap, you got that new age minimalist conforming toe strap that'll fit multiple boot shapes. So the heel strap's a little bit plush. You're gonna notice that maybe with certain boots you might get a pinch point, but that toe strap should fit just about any boot shape out there. So the ratchets did their job. They climbed and released very well. My only gripe with these is that you have a push down release and a 1-finger quick release. It seems counterintuitive. Why not just have a quick release with 1 finger on each of them? But that's realistically it. Other than that, ratchets were solid. The high back's there, it's doing its thing. There's a little bit of stiffness and rebound in it so you don't push through it. But other than that, it doesn't really stand out as being anything mind-blowing. The overall flex of this binding is slightly past middle of the road, so you can drive into it if you need to. But the nice thing is that it's still playful enough that you can tweak a grab with it and kind of just play around and butter with it as well. It's just past a middle of the road flex in my opinion. It did a great job of just killing micro vibrations, which helped reduce foot fatigue. So if you want like a damper binding or something that can absorb chatter, this is definitely it. This was a binding that when you were charging, you just didn't feel foot fatigue if you were on a board that would just resonate everything back. So who is this binding for? It's for the all mountain rider that might favor a little bit more freestyle in their nature. This binding was very solid, and it reminded me of older Salomon bindings like the Chief, and it just seemed very meat and potatoes. Now the big talking point with this binding is the all-terrain freestyle joint. I honestly didn't even notice it. It was there. It probably did something, but I think it might just be a marketing tech point. It's a visual talking piece because it didn't really stand out to me as doing anything absurd or mind-blowing or that stood out with this binding. I mean, this binding just felt very meat and potatoes by and large. This has been my review of the Salomon Alibi binding. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this binding. If you're new here, remember to subscribe. Click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not going to miss any of the content we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you'd really like to support us and you want to see us just grow out what we're doing over here, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.